Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are now in level 6. Today we are going to see some interesting chord ways of Palaghat or Raghu sets. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with the Tirukkural. பொச்சாப்பார்க்கு இல்லை புகழ்மை அது உலகத்து எப்பால் நூலோர்க்கும் துணிவு. What is the meaning of it? மறதி உடையவர்களுக்கு புகழுடன் வாழும் தன்மை இல்லை. இது உலகத்தில் உள்ள எல்லா நூல்களிலும் ஒப்புக்கொள்ளப்பட்ட உண்மையாகும். So a person having forgetfulness cannot become popular. He cannot get the honor in their lifetime. That's what this Tirukkural states about, and it has been accepted by all books of tall order. So with this good thought, we'll enter into the class. Today we are going to see some of the classic chord ways Palaghat or Raghu sirs used to play in the concert. All these been observed while they had played in the concert, and I want to table this as part of an idea. I'm going to explain what he had played. Purely, it's completely his idea, and more mathematical brilliance. I wanted to share this. So the first chord way goes like this: ta dum dum good ta, ta ta dum dum good ta, ta di ta dum dum good ta, ta ta ti ta kada dum da, ta ti ta kada dum da, ta ti ta kada dum da. So that's the idea. Let me play. A 7 in a lower form, that's the base of this. So when you have to play in Adi Talam, ta dun dun ga ta din din na, ta ka dun dun ta din din na, ta dun dun ga ta dun dun ga. So from transition from Madhyama Kala, it comes beautifully into the first phase. Ta dun dun ga ta, ta ta dun dun ga ta, ta di ta dun dun ga ta. So it's a progressive way. As usual, he increases this part. The second half is ta dikitatum is 9. 9 he is not playing fully, but he gives a pause. It gives some it looks like he's doing something. So ta dikitatum ta dikitatum ta dikitatum, it makes it more mature. Now I try to improvise his idea into two different ideas. Dun dum good tong, ta dun dum good tong, ta di dun dum good tong, ta ta ka ta di ta ton ta Taka ta diketa tanta. Taka ta diketa tanta. So what I did was, from 7, I made the first part as 5. Dun, dong, g. So when I reduced 2, there are 3 parts of 2 plus 2 plus 2. 6 has been reduced, and I increase it. Taga tadikitatum. From the 9 syllabled phrase, I made it a 11 syllabled phrase. Taga takatadinginnathum. So 4 plus 7 becomes 11. So the progression, instead of he used to play all 3 times in higher speed the same chord. I used the midpoint and tried to do a different form, which is don do. The third form, what I did was do good tang, ta do good tang, ta ti do good tang, ta taka dimmi ta dikit ta tanda, taka dimmi ta dikit ta tanda, taka dimmi ta dikit ta tanda. So I used the Raghu sir's idea and try to use the midpoint and the concepts and try to give 3 variations to this chord. So when you play for the first time in a lower speed, it doesn't give the impact. But when you play it in a higher speed, it will be very good. Last taga tadikitadum by converting into ketadum. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 is again 9. So instead of 4 plus 5, you give a twist and towards the end. It makes it a little different. This is the first chord I want to table. It's a brilliant idea, and how you can improvise that idea into this one. So this vanilla, the essence, when you are playing in higher speed, there are many other possibilities by which you can make it more matured. By changing this tadikitadum to taditakadum, tadikadum, kadakadam, nandarikadam. So all this, try different phrases into that and then try to embellish this into a grandeur. The next idea, ta din ta 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 ga, ta din ta ta ga. So what he is using is for a 16, ta di ki ta dum. That split tadikitadum, he interestingly has done in a beautiful way. Ta, di, ki, tak. For each he gives a 3 akshara. Dhum he gives a 4 akshara. Tag, di, ki, tag, taga. Tatag, di, ki, tag, taga. Takatag, di, ki, tag, taga. Taga, di, ki, taga. Tum, gum, da, di, ketta, tum, da, di, ketta, tum, da, dikka, daga, daga. It's a beautiful construct. Taga, digi, is the velambam, and it comes after a fraction of 3 aksharas. So you have to be very, very cautious how you're going to tell this. Takita, taga, digi, gi, taga, to, gum, ta, digi, ketta, tum, tadik, kettakum, tadikadagum. All these should come ending with tadikadagum. So you have to understand the landmarks. As I told you, when you are trying to play a chord, before that you should build a story point. Ta din din na, ta din din ta tam, ta ding ding ta din din na, ta din ding ta ta ding ta din din na, din din na. You build some story, nice story using these phrases of the approach of what you are trying to do, and then land into that ta din ta ding ding ta. Ding ding, do da ding ding ta ta ding ding ta ta ga ta ta ding ding ta ta ga ta ka ta ding ding ta ta ga ta ding yi ye ke ta ga tu gum da ti ke ta tum da dik ke ta kum da dik da dik da dik da ga ta dik da dik da dik da ga ta dik da dik da. You have to be crystal clear in your understanding and putting both explicitly and implicitly. Though it is Chatusranade Korve, it is complicated even in Chatusranade. So you have to be doubly careful when you are approaching this Korve. And you have to build a story behind it. That's the key of the success behind this Korve. The next Korve I wanted to table is, so one of the brilliant ideas of his is Taddit Tadikkatattumda. Taddit Tadikkatattum. What is it? Tadditha. Tha dhi is 2 plus 2. Tadikkatattum. 1. Tadditha. 2 plus 2 plus 1. Ta dhi tha. 2, 2, 1. Tadikkatattum is 8. Tha is 4. So 5 plus 8 plus 4 is 17. So this is the first. And then he gradually reduces this phrase and then he makes a brilliant Korve. I'll tell you the idea and tell you what are all the possibilities you can take this Korve into a complex level. Taddit tadikkatattum daga, tak tadikkatattum daga, tat tadikkatattum daga, tatadikkatattum daga, tadikkatattum daga, taga, tihigi, kihigi, taga, tuhugum, tadikkatattum, 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 tak, tu, takatadikkatattum, 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 tak, tu, takatadikkatattum, 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 tak. So this is 45 beat Korve. 45 beat, it ends here. There is 48. If you think of Adithalam, 8 into 6 is 48. It comes for 45. 45 beats into 4 is 180 aksharas. 180 aksharas is the least common multiple for 4, 5 and 6. It's divisible, meaning it's divisible by 4, it's divisible by 5, it's divisible by 6. 180 by 4, how much it is? It is 45. 180 by 5, it is 36. 180 by 6 is 30. So 45 plus 30 is 75. 75 plus 36 is 111 aksharas. What does it imply here? 4, 5 and 6. 4 is Chatusram, 5 is Gandam, 6 is Tisram. The speciality of this Korve is this can be presented in 3 different formats. Because it's divisible by 4, 5 and 6, it's 180 aksharas. So Raghu Mama used to play in normally this Korve, build a story beautifully. Taddin din na tadikkatattum da din din na din 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 din na din din na din din na tadikkatattum da tak tadikkatattum da like that he builds it. So it all falls, 17 is the first phrase, and then you should get the grip of it. Then he plays for, in two kalais in Adi Thalam, plays 4, a 5 and a 6. So you have to do a pencil and a pen and try to do this marking, and try to, during our one-on-one review we can see how you are able to memorize this and tell it in all three formats. It's the most complex exercise. If you're able to do this and tell it right, and then you're actually getting the grip of the laya completely. So that's the beauty of this korvai. The next korvai I want to table, again as I told you, you have to play around and dwell with it using those patterns before you get into the actual korvai. The next korvai, tadim, tadin, din, na. Taka taka din, tadin, din, na. Takita taka din, tadin, din, na. Tadin, din, na. Tata, tadum, ta, tarkadum, ta. The way he develops a particular sequence, tadin, din, na, kadaka din, din, na, it's very simple. Taka dimi, dimi, taka din, dimi, dimi, taka simple. Tadin, tadin, din, na. Taka taka din, tadin, din, na. Takita taka din, tadin, din, na. Tadin, din, na. Tata, tadum, ta, tarkadum, ta. I'll give the mathematics behind it. Tading, tadin. Yes, tading is 5 plus 3. That's how he's composed into it. Tading, tadin. Din, naga, taka. Din, naga, taka. Din is 2, naga is 4, taka is 2. So, din, naga, taka comes into these two briefs. Tadin, tadin, din, na. Taka, din, tadin, din, nag, takita. So, third time, din, nag, takita is 2, 3, 3. Din, nag, takita, taka, din. Tadin, din, nag. Tadin, din, na. Tata, dundum, ta, tarigadum. What is tata, dundum, ta, tarigadum? Tata, 1, 2. Tata, dundum. Dundum is again 1, 2. Tat, tarigadum. 2 plus 3, tat, tarigadum. So, 3 plus 3 plus 5 is 11 syllabled akshara phrase. So, using that phrase, to introduce that phrase, he creates a sequence in a much more complex manner. Because that phrase is so complex, he creates the sequence itself as a complex. Tadin, tadin, din, na, ta, tum, tatitakradum. So here what it does, tadin, tadin, din, na. So after that, ta, dung, tatitakradum is 11. So 12 plus 13. So for 13, tadin, tadin, din, na is 13. Ta, dung, tatitakradum is 11. So 24. He constructs that and then he develops a korvai using this particular idea. So the basic idea, the base idea is 11 syllabled phrase. The second thing is the way the sequence is progressing using that idea and combining, he gets a brilliant form output of it. Tadin, tadin, din, na, ta, dum, tatitakradum, takataka, din, tadin, din, na, takata, dum, tatitakradum, takatik, takadin, tadin, din, na, takatik, ta, dum, tatitakradum, takatik, ta, dum, tatitakradum, takatik, ta, dum, tatitakradum, dum, takata, dum, tatitakradum, takata, dum, tatitakradum, takata, dum, tatitakradum, dum, ta, dum, tatitakradum, ta, dum, tatitakradum, ta, dum, tatitakradum, ta. In Tisra, he goes into Tisra and flourishes this in a grandeur. All these Tadigadadam will be Nandadagadadam. So if you imagine the speed, he should master over it. And that's a brilliant idea, where this is a perfect candidate for making this score by Tishram Samam to Samam. And this is one of the greatest ideas. I picked it up from the concert. A phenomenal intellectual approach I could ever conceive. I could imagine someone can conceive like this. It's one of the most brilliant ideas. So these are all the major ideas I wanted to table, and one more Kurva I'll wind up, because that is one of his masterpieces, where he has tried to put in all the nadais into one single Kurva. Misra Nadai, Misram form, Misra Jati, Tisram Jati, Ghandam Jati, Chatusram Jati, everything into it, and a twist towards the end to get the Korvai to a 256 Akshara Korvai. So the base is nothing but Taddit Taridana Kitataka Takatari Kitataka Takadinatam. So what all is there? Taddi Taridana Kitataka Takatari Kitataka Takadinatam. So which is 7 components into that. Taddi Taridana Kitataka Takatari Kitataka Takadina Tam. Taha. So Tam is Taha. So all 7, these 7 parts. He tries to do first in Misra Jadi. Ta, di, tari, dinna, kita, taka, takatari, kita, taka, takadinna, to, gum, ta, di, tari, dinna, kita, taka, takatari, kita, taka, takadinna, takita, ta, di, tari, dinna, kita, taka, takatari, kita, taka, takadinna, to, kita, Taridana, Kita Taka, Takatari, Kita Taka, Takadina, to Ta, Ti, Kitaga, Tugum, Tadikita, Tata, Ti, Kita, Tung, Tadikita, Tata, Tiketa, Tum, Tadiketa, Tata, Tiketa, Tum, Tadiketa, Tata, Diketa, Tata, Tiketa, Tum, Tadiketa, Tata, Diketa, Tata, Diketa, Tata. What a brilliant idea. Like that it starts. What does it mean? Takdigi. Taridinna. Takdigi is takdigi. 3 plus 2 plus 2. It becomes a 7 syllabled phrase. So the 7 components, each component it converts into 7 aksharas. Takdigi. Taridinna. Kita taka. Takatari. Kita taka. Takadinna. Do go go. Takdi. Taridinna. Takdik is 6. Then he converts the same Tadditardana into 6 format. Tag, dig, tadi, dena, kita, taka, taka, tari, kita, taka, taka, dena, tak, kita, taddig. So taddig is 5. Taddig. Tari, dena, kita, taka, taka, tari, kita, taka, taka, dena, tungung. Taddi, 4. Taddi, tari, dena, kita, taka, taka, tari, kita, taka, taka, dena, tung. Thaga, digi, ke. That key becomes 2. The progression is 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, and then a 5, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, and then a 5, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So the progression is like this. Thaga, digi, ketaga, tu, tadiketa, tata, diketa, tum, tadiketa, tadding. So the 60 comes. The last 60 comes from this finger. Tadiketa tum tadiketa kanda diketa tum tadiketa tadiketa tata diketa tum tadiketa 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 tata. So it's one of the most brilliant ideas I could ever think of. A person can imagine so brilliantly. So these are all the ideas, and there are few more. I will try to cover towards the end if I had missed something of his ideas. But in the next class, I'll be teaching you more of an introduction into the Rupaka Talam ideas, some of the basic phrases, how we can embellish it in a much brilliant way. I'll conclude this class with a திருக்குறள். அச்சம் உடையார்க்கு அரண் இல்லை, ஆங்கில்லை பொச்சாப்பு உடையார்க்கு நன்கு. What is the meaning of it? உள்ளத்தில் அச்சம் உடையவர்களுக்கு புறத்தில் அரண் இருந்தும் பயனில்லை. அதுபோல மறதி உடையவர்களுக்கு நல்ல நிலை வாய்க்க பெற்றிருந்தும் பயனில்லை. Let's look at the meaning of this திருக்குறள். If a person is having fear in his mind, whatever he has, the wealth or whatever maybe his qualities, there is no use. Similarly, if a person is having a forgetful nature, he cannot come up in life because he is going to tend to forget things whatever had happened in his life. With this good thought, I'm concluding this class. I will see you in the next class with more interesting ideas in 6-beat cycle Rupakatha.